In today's video, we'll be putting together the Arlex Storage Murphy bed from Wayfair, and I'll be talking about the Vital Aura mattress.
I'm glad this mattress is comfortable. If I build a go-kart that goes any faster, I might be kicked out to this mattress.
From Marktol Home. This is the space we are working with. Hopefully, by the end of today and not the end of next March, we will have a Murphy bed. Let's go look at what we got to work with. The Murphy bed from Wayfair was delivered in 5 boxes. I was looking for numbers to see if maybe these boxes were in order. They all are number 1. So I have 10 boxes that are number 1. Then I found on the side, they are labeled carton 6 of 10. And of course, this bottom one is box 1 of 10. What are the chances the boxes are the order I need to unpack them? We're gonna get one up first and see what's in it. This is number 1 and it is of course the heaviest box. So I'm gonna open it up down here.
Well,
do you have a chopper?
You mean like an axe?
You can have my axe. All right, this is definitely something. Hopefully this is not important. These are nice pieces of cardboard. Can I make a fort instead of doing the project? They're dusty. How are they dusty? They're in a box. These boxes are not in order. So we're gonna open up all 10 of these boxes until we find what we need to start building this thing. These boxes are kind of a pain to open, but luckily they're wrapped in a lot of cardboard. If you cut at the corners, you could pretty much cut this stuff apart. Carton 3. We've still yet to see the instructions for the bed. There they are. Instructions are in box 4 of 10. So we need piece 83, 41, 70, 31, and 30. I laid out the panels in the same orientation as they appeared on the manual. That helped me make sure I got the right hardware in the right holes. Page 2. For these first couple of steps, the instruction manual was pretty self-explanatory. However, we ran into our first unknown on page 3. We have run into our first issue. This peg is supposed to go in the bottom of here, and there are not adequate holes for a peg, so we're gonna drill that out. Maybe it wasn't missing holes, but if it wasn't, it's real stupid. We realized the green pegs were just kind of acting as a stop to keep the panel from flexing backwards. Because everything was lining up, these green pegs end up facing the wall. We actually have to remove this baseboard because it needs to sit flat again. Either that or cut a chunk out of this. The reason I'm cutting the caulking at the top of the baseboard is so it slightly rips off a little bit less paint. It'll still rip off some paint, but this way it'll be a little better. Jesus. So apparently the nails are into this wall support. So if you go where the nails are, and there's the paint tear. All right. They say tilt it up first, and then we got to level it and attach it to the wall and figure out where the cabinets are going to go. Super uneven. How far away is that from the ground?
1/4 inch.
Well, hopefully those little feet can adjust to that. This is the width of the side cabinet. It'll be all right.
That's fine. Let's just center it.
Center it betwixt that corner and that corner. We've got about a dishwasher of space on this side and a washer and a half over here.
All right, this is by far my worst tape measure.
43, 28,
60, 71,
35 and a half.
35 and a half. Scoot to your right, my left. Stop! Go back about a 1/4 inch. Stop! Stop!
How am I moving that far? I'm like Thor, except like fat. I'm like Thor.
Fat Thor.
Yeah, not real Thor. I'm gonna hold this against the wall. There are some feetsies down there. Twist them. Now we just have to attach the top to the ceiling. I had an idea where the studs were based on where the floorboard was nailed into the wall. I used my favorite method of stabbing through the wall with a nail until I found the stud to verify their location. The first one took a few. I got the second one dead on. Now that that's secured to the wall, we're on to the metal part. And look, it came with a little ratchet wrench. I'm not going to use it. I'm going to use power. The metal pieces were clearly labeled, and it was easy to tell which bolt to use. This feels like a good time to talk about this video's sponsor, Marktol Home.
When Marktol Home contacted me and asked if I'd like to try a mattress, I said sure. Who doesn't like a free mattress? They sent me this. This is the Vital Aura, and I got the 10-inch mattress because I'm 200 pounds and 6 foot tall, so I wanted a thicker mattress for more support. When they asked me what size I wanted, I said just go ahead and send me a queen. I didn't really need it for myself. I was going to be sticking it here in my guest bedroom. because that mattress is getting pretty old. And some of my guests have actually complained. I kind of wish I just said, give me a king, and then figured out what to do with my mattress. If you are looking for a mattress for yourself, check out Marktol Home. And if you use the link in my description and the SR20 code, you can get 20% off your purchase, your very own Vital Aura mattress from Marktol Home. But now I'm stuck with an old queen mattress I need to get rid of. Maybe I can find some sucker to pawn it off on.
These side supports were actually a bit of a pain to put together by myself. It would have been nice to have somebody holding them for me, but I managed to get through it. I got those things together, and they say it can move forward or back, but it doesn't really say where to put it or why it moves forward and back. But if you look at the next step, it looks like they have it. This part is pushed all the way away, so I did that. And then on this step, I mean, it gives you a lot of warnings of what not to do, but the pieces are labeled, so just use the labeled piece. The reason the piece with the sign on it is adjustable is because it actually does move to push against the wall. So actually leave those loose while putting it together initially. Okay, this is interesting though. It shows one screw and one screw, but there's clearly two holes. There's two holes in each of these. If you read the top directions, it says you use 4 screws. So I'm thinking you do all 4 of those. I did 4. We'll see if that's a mistake. These little caps come off. Pretty sure this thing's gonna butt up. That's what these little pegs are for now. So you use those pegs and you kind of hold this against the pegs, and then you tighten that foot to be level. And you do that on both sides, and then you kick this thing against the wall. You kick this part against the wall and then tighten that. With that together, it was time to move to the main mattress frame. There was nothing really complicated about this. It was just really tedious. It was nice to have a second person to help tighten all the nuts and bolts. I have a flaccid what? Oh, my mattress stop. Fixed. Somehow we put it in there. Place the bearings inside the bearing support. Distance between metal frame and wood gable must be the same on each side. Move the base to adjust the distance on top. Mark the bottom of your wall. I can't see that. Oh my goodness. You can't twist it. There we go. Nope, you're right down. Oh, actually that was pretty simple. And now we just push it up. Ow, my fingers. Is it perfect? No, it is definitely way closer on that side. Actually, that got it. So now you fold it down. So they want you to take it out and attach the base to the floor. I'm gonna attach 2 of these and then we're gonna move this thing out of the way. I can get these in without moving the mattress. So we're just gonna put a few of these in here. So you do have to take the bed out. Okay. The metal part goes towards the bottom, and this must be completely tightened. I shall go get the impact driver. Let's use this thing they gave us. Gently lift up the bed. Your nuts right here in my hand. Come get 2 of these.
I put it in my mouth to hold on to it and I swallowed it.
Look, there's 1 extra. Did you swallow both of them or 1 of them? So when you're sleeping, do you just stare at this like ripped up hole in the wall? Okay, do you know where we put the ratchet?
You had it.
I know, but that doesn't mean I know where I put it.
Oh, no, I didn't.
Now we pop the bed out and put something and wedge it betwixt it. Okay, now we attach the thingy-doos. It actually goes like this. Untwist your nubbin. Jesus, it just keeps going. This is a bit excessive. I got mine. All right, I want to use power for that.
Oh, no.
So let me give you my impact driver and you can crank it up to 11. How did you do that? Now we fold the bed down. Let go of it, see what happens. What the hell? That's gonna like kill Dracula.
That might have been in Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Someone must hold the bed open during this step. Oh wait, there's 2 things we have to do.
It's too many.
All right, hold it down. All right, it wants these little plastic caps back on. I guess so you don't bash your head in at night. I'm not really sure what this is for yet, but they tell you to do this, so I guess we'll do it. This is gonna do something eventually, I guess. But so now we just go underneath there and adjust those screws to hold it where we want it. Is that good where you got it?
Just do it right here.
I'll do one side, you do the other. Wait, hold on. Maybe these need to be pushed in first. I don't think we're going to say anything hilarious, so I'm just going to time lapse this. The best way to put these slats together is to push the end of the wood into the little rubber pieces, then hammer the rubber pieces into their holes. This is a little trim finishing piece that goes on the very bottom. You put these 3 little metal hooks on it, and then they just kind of fit over the metal support. And then the bottom, or the doors to the Murphy bed, are held on the same way. Each had 9 of these little clips that would clip to the underside of the bed, and then you had to put a rubber gasket along each wall. This part was very, very, very tedious. We made a new discovery. What we thought was doors are in fact just the bottom. So this one goes on the other side. I guess we have to do, oh wait, hold on. It goes through there. There we go. We didn't quite get the bottom tucked, hold on. Well, why didn't they? All right, that's in there. It should just come down.
That did it. That sounded good.
I think that's gonna have to come towards me a little bit. Whatever, good enough.
Is this Kia, what do they call it?
It's Wayfair. It's like IKEA, but usually a little better quality.
Wayfair, if enough people watch this video, I just bought a new house with a big garage, and you guys have some nice garage systems. So keep that in mind if you like the way I put stuff together.
The problem with making one is all this hardware, and it probably
Ta-da!
needs some tolerances that I'm not.
Jeremy, focus.
Especially with the non-square house.
Focus. All right, go get that. You need to dust it. I got a touch in the middle though. This is not a door. Did you think it was a door?
No, I know it's not a door.
I thought it was a door. Oh look, it stays down now. The door was not sitting flush. And what we noticed is, which you can't see, the top bracket and the middle bracket were not sitting flush. So we took off the bottom 3 brackets, pushed the door down, attached it with the screws, and then reattached those with the brackets on the bottom. We've also decided, we're not real sure why you had to attach these slats before doing all the work on the underside of the door. You should have just attached the door things and then put these slats in. We have one more thing to do. It's a trim piece at the top. Let me put that together.
Just sit there.
It's got those stupid like screws that you gotta tighten in. There used to be a stool, I found it. Hold on, let me put this up here first.
All those things.
I didn't bring the stool. Can I stand on the bed?
I think so. Wait. Not yet.
So no was the correct answer. If you don't have a friend who's 6'4", it's gonna take a lot more work.
Well, if the bed folded up, you could just put the stool in front of it.
That's true. I forgot about that. Don't cram it. This was the trickiest part of the entire build to get right. The inside corner of the left panel was just touching the top of the frame, keeping it from completely closing. And the issue ended up being the level on the floor. We had to adjust the feet of the metal support until the door would sit level, and then it closed nicely. And then it straps into place. Nice. Now, if you don't have as good friends as me, who's willing to give you a nice free mattress, you should check out Marktol Home. They have great foam mattresses for any size. Like this one even might be a little thick. It might be nicer to have a little thinner mattress because I don't know if it's gonna close up in the cabinet. But if it doesn't, we'll see if it does. If he decides he would like his guests to stay a little longer, he can get a nice new mattress from Marktol Home. If he wants to keep his guests away, that mattress will be great.
It's too heavy. Do it again.
Yay!
It's perfect.
Let's see if how it opens. We did have, I don't know why they're in my pocket. We had 2 leftover pieces that look like very substantial brackets, and I don't see any place in the manual for these to go in. Hopefully that's not a problem. But that's how you install a Murphy bed from Wayfair. Project done.
There's like 5 more boxes downstairs.